Hey guys, welcome to Podkinz 101. And Mandy, last Podkinz was a big one, right? And players can still go back and listen to it on our YouTube channel.
That's right. Our Podkinz 100. It was so much fun. We had Stephen and Sally, and we gave away 3 codes. So if you haven't watched yet, you definitely got to go back.
Absolutely. Now, on this episode, it's a special episode because we're going to talk about Berryfest and we're going to talk about the brand new theme that's coming to the W Shop on July 4th, the Garden Oasis theme. And here, as our special guest, is the artist who did all the concept drawings for them. It's Mike. Hey, Mike.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. Now, I've actually seen you working on some of the final items that are going to be included on the theme. They're based on your concept drawings. And so we are going to take a look at them together today, right?
Yes, for sure.
Cool. So I'm excited for that because, Mandy, it's so much fun when we have the artists in here to talk about their work, right?
Oh my gosh, I know, because they're so talented and we love walking past and seeing what they're doing.
Absolutely. So, but before we get to that, I should mention that, guys, stay tuned because at the end of the episode, we're going to be giving away, in honor of Berryfest, which starts on June 19th, we're going to be giving away this awesome Berry Market fridge. And that's going to be through a community code. So that one's going to work as a fridge. It's very nice. So stay tuned for that. But Mandy, like we do every show, why don't we take a look to see what's in our Kinz post?
So the first one is from Snow and Lindsay, and it says, "Hi, Podkins. I just finished listening to the 100th Podkinz episode, and I thought it was an especially good one. I loved hearing about everyone's favorite things in Webkinz World. It's fun to hear about what everyone likes in Webkinz World. The codes were great. Thank you. I am super excited about the pet medallions. I didn't do very well in the mid-year quiz, but it was fun anyway. I look forward to more Podkinz episodes. They're always so fun. Snow and Lindsay."
Thank you, Snow and Lindsay, for your email. That's awesome. Yeah, just like we just said, we just had our 100th episode, and that was so cool. It was a long one, right, Mandy? But it was jam-packed full of stuff.
Yeah, it was fun, and we looked back on our first Podkinz, so we heard, like, Janelle and Mike Webkinz, and it was just it was fun to look back.
Lots of Mikes who have worked here.
Yeah, yes,
and still work here.
Another Mike, right?
Yeah, but so guys, again, if you want to go back and listen to that, just go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Webkinz, and search for episode 100. You can also look back at all of our other previous episodes there and write down those codes because I think those codes expire at the end of July. So if you didn't get a chance to get those codes, head there now. There's still time to enter them at the code shop. So we have another one here from Peggy135. Mandy, would you like to do it or should I read this one?
I can do it. So this is from Peggy135.
Yes.
"Hi, Mandy and Michael. I love listening to Podkinz. Every time a new episode comes out, I listen to it immediately. I love hearing all your insight on all the events taking place in Webkinz World. Some of my favorite events take place during the summer. I love the Marshmallow Collection, but my absolute favorite Webkinz event is Berryfest. I always look forward to Berryfest every single year. I love that we get extra plays for Jumbleberry Fields because that's my favorite arcade game. And I love the floaty clicky berries because they help us fill up our preserves faster. Anyways, I can't wait. I love listening to you guys and can't wait for the next Podkinz episode. Also, congratulations on 100. Love, Peggy135. Oh, thank you so much, Peggy.
Thanks, Peggy. That's awesome. So now Peggy and I share some similar things here because Berryfest is also one of my favorite events during the summer. And as Peggy was saying, it's going to start June 19th and it runs until June 28th. And so every day of Berryfest, Mandy, when you log into Webkinz, you're going to get a free bonus play at Jumbleberry Fields, which is awesome because, of course, every time you finish the game, you get berries that you can use to fill up your jars of preserves. Now, this year, we're also having a floaty clicky event like we do every Berryfest. And so this year, it's a little bit different because you have to look for the floating jumbleberry. So you can see all 6 Berryfest berries here on the screen. And so the first one is a jumbleberry. So if you see one of those flying across your screen during Berryfest, click on it because you're going to be randomly awarded one of these 6 berries.
Oh, so you're clicking on jumbleberry, but you might get one of the others.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, and so there's an equal chance of getting any of these berries. Free and full members are going to get the chance to get 5 of these berries a day, and then deluxe players can get up to 7. And you can use those jumbleberries, moonberries, sugarberries, and pickleberries to fill up your jars of preserves at Jumbleberry Fields. Now, this is one of my favorite arcade games, and what happens is every single time you fill up a jar of preserves, you can trade it for a prize. which is
And
really cool.
yeah, the Jumbleberry Fields prizes are some of my favorites because they're all, well, not all, but a lot of them are that sort of weathered
Yeah.
farmhouse look. And it's just, they're ones I wish I could pull out of the game and have in real life. 'Cause
Yeah.
They're so cool. And I do love that sort of weathered look.
Yeah, they're beautiful. We've added a lot across the years. We've also retired a few. We just actually, there's a big sneak peek article on Webkinz News. So if you guys go to webkinznews.com, you'll see the header, the Berry Fest header. If you click on that, you'll see a whole breakdown of all the events that are happening for Berry Fest, including we've actually just recently released new Jumbleberry Fields prizes, right? There's that outhouse, there's the well, there's that beautiful moonberry bed, which is really cool. But last year, Mandy, something new that we did for Berry Fest is that every single time you fed your pet a polar berry or googleberry, you would actually be awarded a prize. And you would also have the chance of getting the grand prize, which was a googleberry car and a polar berry car. So those grand prizes are back this year. So every time you feed your pet a googleberry or a polar bear, you do have a chance of getting that prize. But look at the other prizes. There's 6 other prizes that you can win along the way. So there's 3 of the common prizes that are actually consumable, so you can feed them to your pet. There's the jams, the snack bars, and the ice cream cones. There's 1 each for the googleberries and 1 for the polar berries, which is really cool. The snack bar is completely new this year, which is awesome. And there's also 3 uncommon prizes that you can get, and 2 of those 3 ones are new. So the knapsacks and the berry prints, those are new. And the dining chairs, those are back again from last year, which I completely love those dining chairs. They totally work well for a farmhouse, like you were saying, Mandy, and they just have those little pillows with the subtle berry print design on it. But Mike is here. And Mike, you actually did the artwork for these berry prints, right?
Yeah, I recognize them.
I recognize them too, because did you do them in pen first?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's got them on his desk and they're beautiful.
They are so beautiful. And you're going to be able to add them to your walls. And what's really cool is that we've made them so they're not exactly flush. So they're not both even on the wall. One's going to appear to be higher than the other on the wall. And I think they changed based on the wall that you add them to. But we do have this series on Webkinz News every so often called Webkinz Up Close, where we blow up sort of the artwork in Webkinz World so you can get a closer look at it. So here's a great look at those 2 prints, Mike, and they are awesome. Really, really nice. Googleberries actually grow on trees, and then the polar berries grow on these little shrubs, but you've done a great job there. I love the painterly brush strokes that you use here. And it looks like your concept sketches actually, and we're going to be taking a look at that shortly, some of those Garden Oasis
Michael,
concepts.
I was going to jump in with one other thing that is happening during Berry Fest, and that is that there are these cool berry cottages that are available at Gans e-store. Now, a couple of them, I think it's the Skyberry and the Jumbleberry you can purchase at Gans e-store, but then there are a couple more that are available through promotions. So when you purchase 33,000 points, you can get one of the cottages, and there's another one, I think, that is a spend one. So I just want everybody to go to Gansey Store and check out these super cool cottages.
Yeah, that's such a good point, because e-store usually has a lot of items that they release during Berry Fest that coincides with it.
Yeah, and you can get a Skyberry every day at Gansey Store during Berry Fest.
Yeah, Skyberries, when you feed your pet a Skyberry, you get a chance to get one of the 4 berries from Jumbleberry Fields. But I should say as well, they had cars last year that were modeled after each of the berries. So you can see there actually the googleberry car and the polarberry car. They actually, at e-store, they had a version for the Jumbleberry, Pickleberry, Moonberry, and Sugarberry. They had cars based on those as well. And so this year, like you said, they're releasing cottages, and they always have available in the W shop under a fun stuff section. And their growing garden season, you can actually plant googleberries, moonberries, polarberries, and sugarberries in your pet's yard and harvest a berry every single day that you can use to fill up the jars of preserves.
Not every day.
Not every day. Sorry, every several days.
Yes.
Yeah, it takes a few days to grow, but you can harvest them. And I just picture, Mandy, like the cottages I've already seen. They look awesome. Could you imagine the room designs that we're going to get with the cottages in front of like a field of berries that they've grown using these seeds in, and the little berry car? You could make like 4 different cottages with 4 different berry fields and stuff.
And wear your berry knapsacks, and you're all set to go.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's going to be exciting. But so yeah, lots of stuff happening. And I should just mention as well, Mandy, we do have a trophy challenge for Jumbleberry Fields. That's going to run from June 19th to 28th as well, which is the complete length of Berry Fest. And if you complete it, you're going to get one of those trophies. We released the trophy last year. So if anybody didn't have the chance to get one last year, there's this year as well. And I should mention, Berry Fest ends on June 28th, which is actually Summer Sensation in Webkinz World.
And there's always an awesome prize on Summer Sensation. What is it this year?
There is. Well, it is a painting. We did sneak peek it on Webkinz News, but Mike actually did that painting as well. So it's really cool that we had him here. So Mike, do you remember that painting?
You stumped me. I'm trying to think what painting was it.
It was the one with all the sunflowers.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that with the little bridge in the middle?
Yeah.
And we'd recently sneak peeked it on Webkinz News, and people thought it was really cool. They thought that it reminded them of Van Gogh.
Oh, nice.
And it's almost like a mixture of the wheat fields and the Starry Night, because you kind of had both of those elements going there. But I thought that was really cool. We've been doing a lot of different wall decorations and paintings over the past, year or so, which is nice.
That's great. Keep it coming. I'm happy to do those items.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because it's nice, because also you always want stuff to put on your walls, right? And there's not a lot of stuff available in the W shop. So with these different special events, we're getting more and more stuff. And there is also a super wheel. So there you go. That's what's happening for Berry Fest. Of course, there's a lot more information. We're going to be posting more on webkinznews.com. And guys, thank you so much for your email. You can email Mandy and I at podkinz@gans.com. And the two players that we read today, Mandy, we're going to send them a special gift. Correct?
Right. We always send a gift to you if we end up reading your email or your comment on Podkinz.
There you go.
The Inside Scoop.
So now, Mandy, you and I are going to be playing each a game of Jumbleberry Fields later on in honor of Berry Fest. It's one of your favorite games too, right?
It is. Until I became like completely hooked on Goober's Atomic Adventure last year, Jumbleberry Fields was my favorite game. So it's still my second favorite. And I love the prizes.
Yeah, so we'll play. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the fact that you get berries every time is really cool. So we're going to play each a game of that. And it'll be fun because players maybe who don't know how to play the game so much, maybe, they'll learn something from watching Mandy and I play. We can give some tips.
They won't learn anything from watching me, but
who knows?
You.
Yeah, I know they might. But because Mike is here today, I thought it'd be really cool to take a look at his concept drawings for this new Garden Oasis room theme. So here's a look at 5 concepts right here. Mike, these are so beautiful. I remember players had to choose from the Garden Oasis theme, the Ironwood theme, and there was the painted glass theme. And so we had a vote on Webkinz News, and players chose the Garden Oasis theme as the one that they wanted to win. And actually, Mike, you created that drawing of the chair there to represent this theme because everybody saw a chair that you drew to represent each theme, and that's what they used to base their vote on, right?
Yeah, and I'm so happy to work on this as a theme. It's so interesting, like dragonfly and the butterfly elements. I really like that.
Now, those were based on Spring Celebration prizes, right, that you did? We did wall hangings that were the dragonfly.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. So, like, even if you've collected those butterfly and dragonflies, then imagine how perfect they're going to look when you combine them with this new theme.
No, absolutely. And so let's take a look at some more here. These are really beautiful, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, there's the waterfall, the bricks. I think, we've posted some of these already on Webkinz News, and we actually asked players whether they like the pink waterfall better, the purple waterfall, or whether they wanted it closer to the stone column there.
Did they go for the purple? Because I love the purple.
People like the purple, but and also there was also closer to the stone column. So I think maybe we'll do a sort of combination of the both, have a little bit of purple come out, but also have it match the column and the floor there. But I think the column actually is one of my favorite pieces in this set because it's just really neat with the stone. I think it's supposed to be a cardinal, right, Mike?
Yes, that was the inspiration for the shape of the bird.
So beautiful and surrounded by a little flower nest. And actually what we're going to do with the column is really cool is that when you rotate it, it's going to change in height. So it'll start off really short and then it'll get higher and higher and higher as you rotate it. So players, if they line up a whole bunch and change the rotation, they'll be able to create kind of like a wavy stone wall pattern kind of thing in the backyard, which is really neat. I don't even know if we've sneak peeked all of these on news yet, but check this out. There's a lamppost that looks beautiful. There's a plant stand and that garden arch. Now, Mike, for that lamp, it looks like there's almost fireflies or something happening in there. Is that what you were going for there?
That was, I think, part of the description was showing that kind of element, like the fireflies, like we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I just continue that concept through. And I thought, it would be such a neat effect to have light glowing, but then to also have those little speckled glow bits as well. 'Cause
Beautiful, yeah.
You don't always see that with lamps. So it'd be something a little bit different, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful. Look at these drawings, aren't they?
I know.
They're awesome. I love
can
it.
hang them on my wall.
Yeah, I know we always say this, but Mike, just to clarify, you do all these on the computer, right? Because they do look hand-drawn.
Yes, I always start with a sketch on paper.
Okay.
Because I don't know, I really think there's a doodle aspect that when you're doing something on paper, you kind of just play around with an idea.
Right.
And then, often I'm showing you my sketch, and it's great to be able to show a couple ideas, a couple doodles. And then once it's more narrowed down to a more finished sketch, then I scan that in and bring it into Photoshop and paint it there.
And start playing around with colors and things.
And I was going to say the great thing too, and maybe we've talked about this before, but Mike has this great computer where you're actually drawing right on the monitor. So imagine that. Like, I mean, some people might have used a tablet before and a pen, which I have one of those at home, but Mike actually has a big monitor and he can draw right on it. And it's really a great tool. And it's so cool to watch the artists working on it because it's almost like he's painting the monitor. It's really neat.
That is neat. And I think that we need to make some video or something, Mandy, of Mike working on his monitor because it is really fun to watch him work. It's really inspiring. And I should say, by the way, that arch, that's going to work like a chair. So you'll be able to click on it and your pet will sit in the middle of the arch.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then,
so it'll sit on the ground?
Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable.
I think sit or stand. And then when you click on the other side, it'll actually continue on. So it'll almost be like it will walk through this archway. And then so if you line it up with some of those plants maybe on either end or that other column that we saw, you could really create a nice room divider with that archway. So yeah, 12 items. Really neat. This stuff's coming out July 1st, but now we have not shown any of the final items yet. And so this is going to be the first time players are going to see these items. So do you guys mind if we do that? There's 4 items that we're going to compare to the actual concept.
I love seeing items.
Okay. So the first one we have up now is the chair. So there on the left, you have Mike's concept. And then on the right is the actual chair. Now, this is pretty cool because this one is very similar to the actual original drawing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Now, did you work on these final items? Oh, so did you do all of them or? Yeah.
Yeah. So far, I think the ones that he's going to be showing are ones that I worked on in 3D as well.
Yeah, I love the way things look so realistic in Webkinz world, like the lighting and it's incredible.
Absolutely. Now, the only thing that I see that's a little bit different, but I really like, is the shape of the back of the chair. Because I guess, were you using the actual butterfly that we used for the other item as part of this, or did you remodel that butterfly as well?
No, I reused that butterfly.
Okay.
And of course, that's the funny thing about concepting is in your head, and when you're sketching it out, you have one thing that you do. And then when you get into the program and like the 3D element and you start to construct it, you start to realize, oh, the wings are a little bit longer this way and shorter on the bottom. And so then you kind of nudge it all together.
Right. But I think it came out so beautifully and almost very classy, right, Mandy?
Oh my gosh, just stunning. And you know what? The contrast with the yellow and red on the cushion, which is such a nice, you didn't go matchy-matchy, right? With the pattern on the cushion, you use something that would be a contrast, which makes it feel more natural and just gives it a little more panache. Stunning.
My default is to go to the complementary colors. And so the yellow almost vibrates next to the purple or the violet.
Yeah.
And I love, actually, it's really subtle, but if you look right where the legs meet the seat, there's a little triangular thing there, and there's a little sort of hint of a butterfly design in each corner.
I noticed that too.
Really, really nice. Beautiful. So this is the second one we're going to look at today. This one is the table that goes with the chairs. That's supposed to go with the chairs. Now, Mike, a beautiful concept and beautiful final item, but there's a big difference here, of course, and that's the canopy, right? We completely went in a different direction with that.
Yes, that was due to the help of our fans. They gave us a really good feedback and we went with that.
Yeah, so that's really cool. So I mentioned that I've been posting actually different sneak peeks of some of these concept drawings and have asked you guys, all of our listeners, all of our players for their feedback. And one thing I think that people were saying that the canopy on the concept almost looked like a circus tent or something like that, which is pretty funny. I can see it now. And I think that they suggested that they wanted the top of it to be a little closer in color to that gazebo that we just saw earlier on, that gazebo. And so I think now, I thought it was a really interesting idea that it would match the gazebo a little bit more. And Mike, the canopy seems a lot bigger, sort of a little circular instead of triangular, like in your sketch. There was a reason behind that.
I think part of it is because I don't know if I should be saying this, but the animation.
Right. No, yeah, no. Let's talk about
I don't want to keep if it's else of a secret or not. But,
no, that's a good, yeah.
But yeah, because it's actually a functional item,
Mhm.
the way that it opens up, it kind of, this is more of a natural shape that it can open up to.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So we find with circular tables in Webkinz world, it's hard to place stuff on them because then they look like they're halfway over the edge or something. And this, because it had that umbrella right in the middle, it would sort of be awkward to be putting stuff on this item. And actually, a couple of players left in the comments that they wanted to be able to open and close the umbrella or the canopy as part of this table. So what's going to happen is when you drag this item into your room, the canopy or the umbrella will appear as if it's closed. And when you click on it, it will open up. So you can have sort of some open, some closed, depending on how sunny it is outside, I guess. But I bet you, Mandy, we're going to get so many different room designs sent in with this new theme. And I could almost see a whole patio of these little tables set out like
totally.
a cafe
Like
or something for summer. Yeah.
Can I just, before we move away from this, I just want to point out one little detail, which is just amazing. Now, is that the reflection of the butterfly's body in the pole? See how there's like that, like those little details are just so magical. And it makes the items in Webkinz world just come alive, you know? It's that attention to detail that our artists put into it that it just really blows my mind.
Very, very cool. Beautiful. And Mike, actually, based on your revision here, we've actually gone back and revised the gazebo a little bit too, right?
Yes. Just recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pulling from the pattern of the lighter colored flowers for the bedspread.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's great. Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. This one's really neat. It's an ironwood stove. And
I'm so glad that we got an ironwood thing in here because that was my favorite theme. So we got to still hang on to a little bit of ironwood.
No, totally. Well, actually, some of the new Jumbleberry Fields prizes have an ironwood sort of feel to them as well, which is really cool. But yeah, so we mentioned before that one of the 3 themes that people could vote on was an ironwood theme. But we actually, for spring celebration, like the butterfly and dragonfly wall art, we also released an ironwood watering can and side table. And actually, you can see them on the side there next to the stove. And Mike, the idea was that this stove was to sort of fit with the look and feel of those items, right?
Yeah, you could see the wood beneath the stove. I tried to carry some of the color from the handle.
Right.
There, or both handles. Yeah, and just try to match it as best as I could. There's a bit of a chrome element as well. Like you can see the bolts. Those are carried over. And of course, that really dark metal, that textured metal kind of thing.
That's great because players who were here for our spring celebration will be able to use the watering can and side table in their Garden Oasis room. And it's all going to go well together because the whole idea is it's a outdoor theme, obviously, and the watering can and side table are also part of an outdoor theme and would work perfectly here. For here, your concept sketch and the final item, they're very, very close.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's always so much fun, the concept items that have light sources to them.
Right.
I know I kind of go overboard a little bit and just kind of, add that glowing effect.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. It almost in your concept, it looks like a roaring fire, but maybe in this one, it almost looks a little bit more like glowing ambers.
Yeah, glowing charcoal.
Which is nice because you don't want the fire to get too out of control in your backyard, right? But this, Mandy, this is actually going to work as a stove. So you'll be able to click on it and cook on it as well in your backyard, which is really neat.
Cool.
But I love that. Look at that texture.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I've just been looking at that. Like if you look at the surface and it just captures the texture of real iron. It's so beautiful.
It is very beautiful. And there's actually one other ironwood themed item that's included in the Garden Oasis, and it's those planter pots that you saw earlier.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they're barrel.
Yeah, they're like barrels. Yeah.
Lovely.
So that'll work awesome with this one. So this is the last one we're going to see. I think it's awesome. It's beautiful. It's like a garden shelf.
It is, and that could work pretty much anywhere. Like that, you
Oh,
could put
man.
that in a kitchen.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Obviously, it would work outdoors, but you could also put it in a kitchen. You could put it in a bathroom. I could see our players using this in so many different ways.
Oh, yeah.
And-
Flower shops.
Right. And you know what? We've released a few items in that pretty turquoise recently. Like there's the seashell cottage theme from eStore, but also the prizes that were the flower collection.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They had a soft turquoise. So I can see so many different themes that you could use this with as well. Like this will go anywhere.
Absolutely. Mike, I have a question. Actually, I was looking.
Sure.
What is the orange orb there? Is that like plant food or something, or is it juice? It's cool. I love it. It's like a glass canter or something like that.
Yeah, it's hard to say what I was just thinking of. All these plants, they need some kind of liquid there to to keep them alive. So when I was just concepting it, that's what I was thinking. It's like, and I think I wanted to put something that was glass in there as well.
Nice.
I think there's something about the metal art, like the metal work, and something with glass. Just whether it was just a vase for flowers or whether it had some plant food or something in there. I think it gives it a bit of difference for materials because there's metal and wicker and fabric. So it'd be nice to have a bit of variety.
Very nice. I love the 3 pots at the very top there. They look like maybe they're just been grown from a seedling and they haven't sprouted a flower yet, or maybe they're just herbs or something. And so cute. At the bottom shelf, there's some extra blankets because that fabric is used on the pillows and on the curtains of the gazebo and the bedding, as you said. So you always have to have extras there. Really, really neat. And as you say, Mandy, again, you could line 2 or 3 of these up together and really create a really nice room dividing piece as well. But so I am so excited for this theme to come out. It's going to be out in the W shop on July 4th. There's a look, by the way, of that column, which is my favorite piece, I think. I can't wait, Mike, until you make this one, or there might be another artist working on it as well. Stay tuned, guys, because we're going to be showing more of these items as they're finished, as Mike finishes them. So stay tuned to Webkinz News for that. And Mandy, this theme, by the way, is completely going to be available for Kinz Cash.
Oh, awesome. We love to hear that.
Absolutely. So save up your Kinz Cash, guys, because I know some of them are going to be pretty expensive because they're pretty detailed and pretty awesome. So, Mike, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's go and we're going to play some Jumbleberry Fields.
Hey, Michael. So you know what? We are a little short on time, so I think maybe just one of us is going to play Jumbleberry Fields, right? And lucky me,
Yep.
I get to be the one. So, of course, I'm sure everybody religiously plays, but if they don't know where to find it, it's in the arcade under J.
It's about halfway down the list.
Right. Let's go. And I love the sound effects for Jumbleberry Fields, the little clack, clack, clack.
It is great.
Yeah.
Now, of course, Mandy, the goal in this game is to group berries together based on the categories that are displayed below.
Yep.
And you're trying to earn as many points as possible.
Right.
Ooh, look at
And
that.
I know. I've got 3 pickleberries.
Ooh,
Oh.
4 pickleberries. So there's the different categories. So
I'm going to go with pickleberry. That
Okay,
could be a
so-
mistake.
yeah, in the
but-
pickleberry category, you have to get as many pickleberries as you can. Of course, the best is 5 out of 5.
Oh, look what I got.
Very nice.
5 sugar berries. Wow. Okay.
So
Yeah.
Mandy could have scored that. Mandy, you're going so quick. No.
I will.
Mandy could have scored that under the sugarberry category because they're all sugar berries, but she chose the basket of 5, which is smart because it's tough to get all 5 berries.
That's right. So, all right. So I'm going to do a basket of 3 just to, what I like to do is I like to make sure I get the baskets of 3 and 4 off the list before I start collecting berries so that, now let's see. Oh, this one's going to go. That's okay. It's going to go under sugar berries.
So when you use a basket of 3, you just need to have 3 of the same type of berry there, but it's going to count the points for all the berries in all the jars. So different berries have different point values. The goo berries and the the jumbo berries and the sugar berries, the red and white berries, those are worth the least amount of points. The pickle berries, which are the green ones, are worth a little bit more, but the rarest berry and the one that has the highest value is that purple berry. And as a result, you don't see them that often, so they're harder to come by. But Mandy just used a free roll there, which uses all the berries in the jar, which is really cool.
And
Now-
I used that because I had 3 pickleberries and a moonberry. Oh, phew.
Oh, wow.
That was a
mixed berry. So
gamble,
look at that. Mixed berry. She's got the red berry, yellow berry, green berry, purple berry, and then she could have any other berry, but she's got the uncommon one, green one. So that's a really good score for that category, 19.
That's right. And that's why I used my free roll. I used it because they were higher value berries that I had there.
Right.
So it made more sense to
Come on,
use that
Jumbleberry.
on my-
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
She got 10 out of 10 for that
Wow.
category. Now you can see the complete score there just to the left of the logo in the middle of the playing screen there. She's got 94 points this time around. I find that like anything over 121 is a really good game. There's 2 moonberries, pretty good, 14 points, so they're worth 7 points each. But the cool thing is at the end of the game, based on how well you do, you're going to receive actually berries, which you can use to fill up your jars of preserves. And I think
fingers crossed here, Michael.
Okay.
I need another jumbleberry. Oh, and I got it. That's a pretty
there
low
you
score
go.
for the best before, but I got it.
Not bad. So there you go. At the end of the game, Mandy's got 4 jumbleberries and 1 pickleberry, which is really cool. But let's see your jars of preserves. Let's see how much you've used. Holy cow. So you've just traded some of those jars.
Recently traded in for my jumbleberries.
There is a
and my
jumbleberry and a pickleberry. So all you have to do is drag and drop them into the jars
Yeah.
to add them. And when you get 100, you can actually trade them for a prize. Now, Mandy, we just added some prizes to the game.
They're fabulous. And
Just
we
one-
can.
let's check it out. So all you have to do is press the show prizes button and click on a jar. So here are the jumbleberry prizes. So the first 2 that we've added, the first 2 we recently added to the game, and it's the weathered farmhouse side table,
which I love.
It's so cool. Yeah, and the jumbleberry raincoat. You know, we were talking about some of these prizes reminded us of the ironwood prizes. I find that
definitely.
side table definitely does.
Yeah, like look at this bench. We've had this
So
one for a while,
cool.
but definitely reminds me of the ironwood stuff.
Yeah.
Too.
And you can also get those bundles of berries if you wanted to recreate. And actually, look at that. There's the wood step ladder, Mandy. We see in a lot of room designs, people have different apple orchards. And that's the ladder that they actually use to create the illusion that their pet are picking apples. And so here we go. Here's the sugarberry.
I love this rug, the sugarberry rug.
So that rug is new, and so is that weathered farmhouse stool.
Right.
And you can go ahead to the other page.
Oh,
and,
lots of clothing here. This is nice.
Yeah, it's cool. The baker's apron and the bonnet. There's and beanbag chairs. I love that farmhouse chair. So
me
nice.
too. When I was saying before about the really realistic looking items in here, that's the sort of thing I just love.
Yep. Here are the pickleberry ones.
And I think this outhouse is going to be so popular.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that'll be so much fun to put in your
So cool. And there's the frozen yogurt stand.
Which is where's the
sorry, frozen yogurt stand. I was looking
there's
the
the
weathered
yogurt stand, but the weathered well is the new one.
Yes, that's the new one. The weathered well and the outhouse are both new, but I love all the other prizes. I love that there's the weathered barn wallpaper and flooring.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites.
They're beautiful. Now, Mandy, I should say every single time so in this case, when you filled up that jar of pickleberries, you can click on it and trade it for a prize of your choice. But you know what? Every single time you feed your pet a pickleberry, there is an actual small chance that you will win one of those prizes. You're not going to be able to choose which one it is, but you would win one of those prizes. So the big question in the game is, do you save up all your berries in order to trade for the prizes, or do you just feed them to your pet for the chance to win one? But there are actually, I think there's a muffin, a juice, and a slice of pie as well that you can get just by feeding your pet one of those berries. So that's pretty cool. It's like a little bonus prize. What do you do, Mandy? Do you feed your pet the berries, or do you save them in your jars? Looks like you save them. But...
I do save them. There was once when I did feed my pet a berry and I won a prize. And then after that, I tried for the longest time to keep feeding them. And then I thought, I think because it is kind of a rare chance that you'll get a prize. So after that, I decided to just stick to.
Can you just show the moonberry marmalade prizes again?
Sorry,
no problem. You have to click on the show prizes button there first.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, and then click on the jar. So I just wanted to show, that farmhouse bed. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't it cool? It's got that beautiful weathered wood, but also the quilt on there, or the comforter, has the pattern that's actually on moonberries.
Yeah, it's lovely. They've really captured the feeling of the moonberry there. And I love the gingham, the little purple gingham. It's a big purple check on the pillows, which is sort of a country pattern, and just really pretty.
It's
and almost like
beautiful.
A barn pattern in the headboard.
Yeah.
Sort of the cross.
Like barn doors or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I love, there's that Berry Farm bouncy castle.
Yeah, that
which
is such a fun one.
Oh, And it's so big in the room too. It's beautiful. I
Yeah.
think people actually use it as a barn in some of
it
their
looks
room
great.
designs. Lots
So
of cool
this,
stuff.
if you put the arcade unit in, that
Yep.
means when you're in your room, you can click on it and go straight to
Yeah,
Jumbleberry Fields,
exactly.
right? Yeah.
Exactly. Really, really cool. We love to see all those arcades. And of course, there's one of my favorite, the Berry Preserves cellar.
It's a great item to use in all sorts of different rooms again.
Yeah, and that works as a fridge, so you can store food in there. So there you go. Do you have any berries left? We could have fed one to your pet, but no.
Oh no.
Better
I
to
think
save
I
them. Better
I
to
just
save
got rid of
them.
all. So yeah, that was so much fun.
Yeah, so guys, what is your best score on Jumbleberry Fields? I think I've gotten around 149 or 150 as one of my top scores. So, but we'd love to hear what your best score is. So guys, please leave your best Jumbleberry Field scores in the comment section below. All right, so there you go. That was fun. And guys, remember, be here for Berry Fest, June 19th to 28th. Every day you're going to get bonus berries and free plays of Jumbleberry Fields. And of course, you'll want to try to win that awesome trophy and display it in your pet's room. Now, Mandy, that was a lot of fun. And now we're at the time of the podcast where we give away a special community code. And today, in honor of Berry Fest, we're going to give away a code for a Berry Market fridge. So would you like to do the honors?
Of course. So the code for the Berry Market fridge is W24Q76Q6 US9T73MQ. And you can enter that in the code shop when you log into your Webkinz account. And that will award one item per Webkinz account.
Absolutely. Just be careful when you enter the code and press unlock. It'll be entered into your dock. Or you'll
And
get it.
Michael,
Yeah.
do you have the expiry date?
Yes, the code expires on July 31st, guys. So you only have a month to enter the code. So be sure you do so before then in order to get your fridge. Now, Mandy, players can also contact us by email, can't they?
Right. We love getting comments on our Podkinz, but also we love getting email from you at podkinz@gans.com. And we want everybody to subscribe. You and your friends and everyone subscribe at youtube.com/Webkinz.
Yes, and remember, guys, we send everybody who has their email read on Podkinz, we send them a special gift. So, guys, keep those emails coming. And who knows, you might hear them being read right here on Podkinz. So that's a wrap on Podkinz episode 101. Mike, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. We love having the artist. Mandy, of course, thank you always for hosting.
Thank you, Michael.
And we'll see you guys for episode 102. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.